Welcome back, everyone, to the EGF Big East Esports Invitational. I am Meet and Greek. Join with me for our last match of the day is Navik. Kevin, how you doing?
I'm doing really well, Greek. I'm excited to get into this last match very quickly here as the teams...
Actually, we're ready to go in.
Oh my goodness, they are already ready to go. As we are very quickly here getting into this. Oh my goodness, I was not prepared for a second there. As we see Jared here getting that kickoff. Breezy looking to set it up. I'm a horse playing very patiently. Oh, I'm a horse. What a name every time. As Riles Riles is going to try and clear it out here. There's a lot of pressure being put onto Villanova, Greek.
Yeah, and it's our last best of 5 for today. It's the last game of our invitational where we will decide seeding for the LAN. So again, none of these teams are going to be eliminated from the LAN in New York City, but their performance here will decide their seeding into the two groups. Just to help everyone out at home, Villanova playing in the orange, Seton Hall University in the blue. And actually Seton Hall is sitting at a comfy 2-1. Villanova 0-2, so they're trying to work really hard right now to improve their standings, at least in this game.
Yeah, and Villanova, yeah, I mean, they want to take this win, right? They want to knock Seton Hall down a peg. And also, I believe them getting a win would jump them up in the standings quite a bit.
Yeah, I know, it absolutely would. I think right here, this would make a good chance to get them at least into the top 5. But let's see what happens. Here's Breezy comes through with a shot. Seton Hall University striking first.
Yeah, Seton Hall here managing to find that first goal. Breezy making it, you know, Breezy and Tone. We've said that they're a bit of a dynamic duo. Jared just along for the ride, but he really does make some absolutely fantastic setups overall. And it's interesting as, oh, okay, there was a bit of a blunder there. If that was going a little bit faster, we could have seen that tied up very quickly, Greek.
Yeah, we could have, but instead we're going to see a little bit of dead time here, but this could create some opportunities. Very interesting to see the ball just glide all the way around the blue half without anyone from Villanova really giving a good attack on the play. Maybe they're just playing a little bit more laid back, which is fine. But now they're down by a goal here as Tone pinches it off his own crossbar. I've yet to see it clear like that, but now I've seen everything.
Yeah, I mean, that was an interesting clear as we see them trying to reset it up at the moment. A shot coming out from Tone there, doesn't quite get the angle, sets it up into that corner. And there's a lot of back and forth. Breezy recentering it here. Oh no, that's not the greatest hit as we see Jared flying in. I'm a horse ready. Breezy looking to follow it up. Jared on it as well. Tone getting that boost, setting himself up. A good clear coming out though. Breezy right on top of it as Riles now doesn't get the boost, so he is going to run out of boost immediately from that tap, just missing that turning circle a little bit. And it's always unfortunate when you try and go for one of those plays, Greek, where you try and grab the boost and also save the goal, and you miss one or the other.
Yeah, missing one or the other. It doesn't really hurt. Well, actually, it does hurt a lot. But it's, I think, in the words of Floms, who's a collegiate national champion, of course, he says that boost is a crutch for bad players. Now, that's not my words, folks. It's his. But I think there's something to, I guess, glean from that, and it's that positioning is so much more important than just going for that boost. If you're in a spot to where you can either go for a save or go for a boost and maybe have a better chance at going for the save, always just go for the better positioning. I think that's what's key here. As Breezy throws another one, a good pass from Jared to the center, and no one from Villanova there to cut off that pass. You see I'm a horse who was there, and so was Riles, who maybe could have had an attempt on that save, but instead it's going to go in. 2-0 lead now for Seton Hall. And they're starting to ride this game one here towards the end as we're starting to dwindle down in time.
Yeah, I mean, 2 goals up early on now, or I say early in the series is definitely you know, it's nice to be in. A minute left onto the clock. If they manage to find a 3rd goal, that would put it to a statistical, what, 30 seconds per shot? Or per goal, which would, it's theoretically very possible, but in practice, not so much.
Yeah, it's in practice, especially against what Seton Hall is doing right now, it's just going to be very difficult. But hey, there's still plenty of opportunities, and right there, Zen able to prove us wrong a little bit. Throws one on net, and now Villanova still very much in this series.
Yeah, now
and this game.
A minute and 16 seconds to find a goal. That is astronomically higher. What they've increased it by like what 250%, 150% overall time gain for their average goal, and they're putting a really good effort into this. As now there's a lot. I mean, yeah, Villanova's feeling good, right? They managed to score a goal. Like, obviously they're still behind, but a minute left is more than enough time to try and capitalize on this, and that's a good attempt.
Yeah. And they're still waiting to get this offense going on, as actually, oh goodness, immediately just backfires. Actually could have been a great opportunity coming through from Breezy instead of get shut down. Now I'm a horse trying to go downtown. Instead is going to be caught up. Tone tried to back pass to Breezy. Maybe this could spell disaster, as this ball is still hanging out on the Seton Hall app. I was a little confused at what they were planning there, what Jared was doing. Maybe he's waiting for that boost to respawn, but I didn't really agree with that play style. It still worked out in the end, though, and they're still in the lead. There's 20 seconds left. I'm very curious to see if Villanova's going to be able to tie this one up.
Yeah, I mean, 10 seconds left now. It's looking more and more unlikely, but Zen's going to give it a good shot here as it happens.
What? Oh my goodness, it happened. Wow, let's take a look at how this play was set up, because Zen did a fantastic job keeping this pass away from everyone. I mean, like, he's able to thread the needle between the two defenders there. Goodness gracious, we just tied the series up.
Yeah, I mean, that is a, unless we see, oh my god, no, what?
Oh my, what?
On what? The buzzer, on that 0 seconds. That goal just went in. What an absolutely phenomenal sense of teamwork coming out there. Tone managing to secure game number 1 for Seton Hall.
Wow, Tone just completely flipped this game on its head. Just completely took away any momentum Villanova might have had. That was a fantastic play that Nova just came out with. And then Tone just comes out of nowhere with that. That's insane.
Yeah, that was incredible. And overall, the score lines are pretty similar throughout everything, right? Like, none of those was too breakaway in any sense of the word. And we are going to be getting into another match very, very quickly now, Greek. I am very curious to how this could go, because that was very coin flippy at that last second.
Yeah, it was. Wow. Seton Hall coming through clutch, able to get the winning game 1. I want to see if they continue to play like they did in the first half of that game, or if they're going to continue to play like the second half. Because the second half, Seton Hall, I think Villanova still had the edge on them. Even though they still took the game there, I think that they had a complete dominance. However, first half of game 1, Seton Hall played exceptionally. So I do want to see them kind of go back to their roots here and try to figure out this Nova team.
Yeah, I think that's the right way of looking about it. As Zen gets a nice little tap, Jared is going to be able to save it. Doesn't quite get the clear, though. There it goes as he passes it to Breezy. Breezy chipping it upwards. Riles knocking it away. Tone on it, bouncing it back. Over Tone it goes as Jared passes it to Breezy. Oh no, Breezy jumped a bit too early there. Didn't make the connection as the shot comes out from Zen. What an angle.
What an angle. Let's see an opportunity from Tone as he's fed that one. Pass from it's Jared. I'm actually very curious to see how this one played. He just stomps that one straight down. That's the kind of team play you need. You have to recognize where your teammates are on the field. He knew that Tone was there, was going to be able to put a shot on target, complete trust in his teammate to really give it to him.
Yeah,
and now
it really, really worked out for him, right? Having trust in your teammate to set you up is something that we're talking about, right? That gelling, that communication. Trust is a core essence of, like, a team's core, right? And now Riles is making something happen as he needs to just get it past Tone. He gets it past Tone. Jared playing patiently, just kind of sitting there, becomes the wall as he does jump, clears it away here, setting it up. Riles is on top of it, looking to recenter it. Zen centering himself up, doesn't quite hit the ball as I'm a Horse, managing to get it past one, doesn't get past Tone. Tone gets a nice little shot there. Jared passing it, recentering it. Breezy taps it, but it hits the crossbar. They're gaining absolutely no momentum.
Oh, wait, there could have been actually another attempt on goal. Jared was there, but just turned a little bit too much his radius. A little too high there. As Breezy had the chance, Zen barely tapping that one away. And Seton Hall not stopping quite yet. There's maybe a 1-goal lead for them right now, but they're playing very well.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure being put on here. Look at the rotations coming out from Seton Hall. One of them takes a shot, immediately starts to rotate.
No!
And that's it, Tone finding the goal. And this is the thing, right? And this is what Seton Hall have done. I think we've spoken about this every single week they've played. Once they get that rhythm going of taking a shot, maybe it hits crossbar, maybe it hits sidebar, as long as it doesn't go in, they'll start rotating as the second player takes the shot. Then they'll start rotating, the third player takes the shot. And then they'll just do this loop where if you don't break out of it, you're going to get scored on eventually because they're getting all of the shots.
Yeah, and I agree. It's just whittling down the defense. You could take a look at that play there and see the Nova defense was in net, but however, their positioning wasn't quite perfect because they were both forced. I believe 2 of the defenders were forced into that front post position. From there, it's very tough to kind of go backwards to make that save. So going forward here, I think Seton Hall has complete control here in game 2, but there's still half the game left and many things can happen, like we saw in the second half of game 1, where Villanova started to regain possession and apply more of that really good pressure that we saw. So things could change for them. We're gonna have to see if they can start to do that though.
Yeah, and at the moment, it's looking like they're getting some good clears, right? And it's interesting how both games seems to be Villanova starting to gain control in game 2, or in the second half of each game. And I'm quite curious to why that is the case. I'm not sure if they just get warmed up against the playstyle, but presuming that that was the case, game 2 should have been mostly in Villanova's possession because they would have warmed up to it. So it is interesting how they start to gain this control once we hit that halfway point. But at the moment, Breezy and Tone are looking at their back and forth. Breezy doesn't quite find it. Zen gets a nice shot. Tone saving it. Riles resetting it back up. We see the defensive rotation coming out from I'm a Horse. And there's a lot of back and forth. This could be an opportunity for Seton Hall as Tone takes a shot off of the backboard. And is it going to be what greets us time and time again? It is not. We're not going to see the double attempt off that backboard and the goal.
Yeah, but again, actually something I am also noticing as well is we're just not seeing, or we're seeing a lack of team plays coming out on Nova's side of the field when they're going on offense. We're seeing a lot of solo adventures and really not like a multiplayer event like we're supposed to see with Seton Hall when we're seeing those pass plays turn into shots on that. It's working very well for them. And I do want to see Villanova bring that out, because if they can start to get these 1-2 pass plays and if they can get their team coordinated, it's going to be very deadly against this SHU defense.
Yeah, I mean, Seton Hall's defense at the moment is very, very solid, right? There's been a few shots onto goal, but they haven't quite managed to find the connection. As this is going to be an attempt for Seton Hall. It does get clipped away by I'm a Horse. Tone stealing it away at the moment, though. It's just down to Riles in the 1v1 situation. He doesn't get the right read. Breezy is going to bring us goal number 3. 30 seconds left on the clock, Greek.
Yeah, and even though Tone wasn't able to get the goal on his own touch, he still had Breezy right there. Calculated, coordinated effort here from the Seton Hall University players here. Taking a 3-goal lead, 30 seconds left. Sorry, Nova. It's not looking like this game is in your favor. However, you're still going to have an opportunity in Game 3 to start a reverse sweep. We already saw one in the first series today, and that was with DePaul and, goodness me, Marquette. So we're going to have to see what can happen here. What can Villanova do to make their offense generate more presence on the field? Because right now we're just seeing their defense play.
Yeah, and we've seen that a few times throughout the day, right? Where one team has just been so dominating and assertive on that offensive play that it is very difficult for them to break out. But the stats almost seem to be telling a lie when we look at the shot differential.
Yeah, and you know, I think there's a difference in terms of, even though Villanova is able to get a good number of shots on goal, I think the quality of shots that they're generating as a result of their offensive style are just not up to the same, I guess they're not up to par compared to Seton Hall. Seton Hall are creating very great opportunities for themselves because of their pass plays. And Villanova, while they are getting these shots, they're very like one-sided effort. So I do want to see more of the team plays come out for Nova, but now we're going to be going into game 3. This could be our last game of the day. If Seton Hall is able to take it here, they'll be able to get the sweep. We'll have to figure it out. But again, fresh 5 minutes on the clock, Navik, and it's a fresh game. So anything can happen for Nova. If they want to start the reverse sweep, it's the perfect opportunity to do so.
Yeah, and I mean, what a day it would be to see 2 reverse sweeps in one, like, yeah, in a single day, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't see them too often, and seeing 2 in a certain set of games is even more unlikely, as we see another shot coming out. Tone looking to try and get some speed there. It looked like he was trying to get that 45-degree angle shot just straight onto the goal, recenter it. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out for him, but he is set into that defensive play. Passes to Breezy. Breezy just misses it. Manages to clip it on the way down, though. Jared looking for it. Ariel's also attempting it. Lands in Tone's hands, as Tones just has to get it past 2 defenders. Now Breezy going to be there. He's got his teammates back as Tone takes a shot on to goal.
Ooh,
both of the defenders with it, and that's going to be goal 1 going towards Seton Hall.
Yeah, and really setting the tone here in game 3 is Tone. He gets that shot over Zen. You know, I feel bad for Zen because he was there on the money, trying to be proactive on the defense, trying to get the quick job there on Tone, try to get on top of him, but Tone with the shot placement is just able to keep that ball away from him and the rest of the defense and take the early lead for Seton Hall. Now, my good friend and usually co-commentator Squid would always say that now the death timer is on. And I would agree that death timer is on for Seton Hall, especially as it's Jared is able to put a second shot on goal. Now, Villanova, they need to start replying really quickly, or else they're going to be lost in these DMs.
Yeah, I mean, the death timer is definitely a way to word it. And it's true. It is true. You are put on the clock, right? You need to make something happen. And if they keep playing goals in like this, it's not going to happen.
Take a look at this play by Tone. Are you kidding me right now? They just let him take this one downfield. He really flipping that one all the way through.
He didn't even need to bicycle kick that. That was purely style points.
Yeah, I love the gravitas that Tone is able to bring to this team and really just show us that he's such a big cornerstone for Seton Hall.
Yeah, and I mean, I think especially in events and things, right, you want to be known as a cornerstone. You want to be known as the playmaker. And gravitas is 100% the right word, right? Because everything he does do, especially once they get a lead, he does start to play with it a little bit. And it's not even like he's making the plays worse by doing so. He just knows that he's got the extra time.
Exactly, and that's just a result of playing with confidence here. As Tone, actually gets beat out by Riles, and this is the first goal since game 1 for Villanova. And this is going to be huge for them here going into the rest of this game.
Yeah, Riles swooping in there, saying not today, my friend, as he managed to steal that away.
What do we say to Tone? Not today. But here's something to also consider as well. That was a fantastic pass play, and the pass plays are working for Nova, and it works again. They're utilizing that backboard, and all of a sudden, things are looking very shaky for Seton Hall.
I think Riles wants to be known as the cornerstone. I think we said that about Tone, and Riles is like, he's riled up.
Yeah, he definitely is, and I think there's things to be said about how Riles is really picking up here for Nova. Absolutely doing a fantastic job here and really setting up some great offensive pressure. It's forced to also play defense as well. Yeah, right now this ball's kind of in the corner of the Seton Hall defense.
Bit of a breakaway. Breezy sees the opportunity, takes a shot on to goal. It is going to get saved, the double commit from I'm a Horse, and I believe that was Zen.
I didn't get a good look on the play, but there's 2.5 minutes left in game 3. That's a big shot from Toad.
Oh, the save from Zen!
Are you kidding me, Zach?
All right, and this is the opportunity here. I'm a horse passing it to Riles. Riles getting beaten out by It's Jared. It's Jared setting it up, trying to recenter it. Riles clearing it away. And I'm so hyped after we just saw that amazing save coming out from Zen zone. Tone getting a nice shot. Riles now is setting himself up. He sees where It's Jared's going for it. He manages to not steal it away as It's Jared reads the fake away, and that might go in.
Oh, man, it does. It's Jared. That's a good shot to have. But goodness gracious here. What a good challenge and good pinch. And right there, you know, Zen did so much work getting that save. It's almost like, it's sad because it was futile in the end because Seton Hall was still able to get the score and extend their lead to 2 once more.
Yeah, but I mean, that cannot downplay the miracle save that Zen got. Because although it has now lost them time overall, oh my goodness. Oh.
That's rough. I thought maybe I'm a Horse was able to get into that. Maybe Riles to get a save there.
I'm a Horse really kind of watched it there and was like, do I go in now? Do I go in now? And that hesitation to not just commit.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. The hesitation really just brought them down there. It's 5-2, Seton Hall. Still plenty of time left, though, for Villanova. We saw them score 2 consecutive very quickly. That could happen here, and then they would only have a little bit of time to get a third goal to tie this up, but it's still within the realm of possibility. But this is kind of looking like it could be the last game of this afternoon if the scoreline stands.
Yeah, no, it's incredibly hard for Villanova to try and bring this back. Of course, it's 100% possible, right? They have, what, 23 seconds a pop, roughly, on each goal. And that's a doable time considering we still them score 2 consecutive goals in like 20 seconds earlier on. And this is an opportunity building up for them. Oh no, the blunder comes out as we saw Riles and Zen bumping into each other. And I believe that stopped Riles from getting a shot on goal.
No, it definitely did. And that's just the little things here that build up throughout the rest of the game. Here's an opportunity. Riles is there. No. Couldn't get the angle he was looking for. 46 seconds left on the clock. Can Nova survive or will they fall to Seton Hall?
Yeah, Nova here need to give themselves that ample opportunity to lead and try and find the opposition's weaknesses, right? They need to exploit these things. And that was a good attempt there, and there's good reads. And I really like what we're seeing out of Villanova, right? Riles is trying to read a step ahead and set himself up in case they rebound it to very quickly take another shot. But that's just not working out for them. Like you said, he's just not finding angles that he wants. And each second that passes by now is dramatically, statistically reducing their chances at goals. And I think that is quite easy to say now that we are going to have Seton Hall taking this game 3-0, Greek.
3-0 sweep here for Seton Hall. Congrats to them. They're going to be going into the Invitational LAN with a 3-1 record. That's a fantastic way to end their season. Unfortunate for Villanova, they're on the flip side of things. They're going to be dropping down to 0-3, but it's not the end of the road for them. We will also be seeing them at the LAN in New York City, so they're going to have some good film to work over to figure out what went wrong and what things to improve upon. But with that, man, like we had some fantastic series today, but it's unfortunate that was our last one.
Yeah, no, it's always sad. You know, it's, as my friend FBI Tugboat says, it is always the worst time of the cast is the end of the cast. And I think that's a completely reasonable and rational way of saying it, right? It is the worst part because we don't get to sit here shouting at video games anymore.
Yeah, and you know, that's going to be it for this week. The next time you'll see these teams play will be in the Invitational LAN in New York City. I don't have a specific date on the top of my head.
7th and 8th in 2 weeks.
The 7th and 8th of December. That's in 2 weeks, folks. Get your tickets. Go see it live, or also you'll see it on Twitch as well. These teams are going to be giving it all they've got. Navik, thank you for having me on for just only 2 weeks of this. It's been a pleasure. of mine to sit in the booth with you. I've had a fantastic time, and I've got to see some great collegiate Rocket League action. And hey, you can't ever say no to some awesome college teams playing Rocket League. This has been awesome.
Yeah, I'm really glad you've enjoyed it. I've hoped everybody's enjoyed playing through these pre-eliminations. It's been a blast as well. It's always an absolute pleasure to cast with you, Greek. It really, really is.
Oh, thank you.
But
Thank you.
as we say, this is the end. And I would like to thank all of the schools for participating. You have all played absolutely phenomenally. And I can't wait to see you in 2 weeks and play out those finals, right? Because these have been pre-eliminations. This has been the seeding. When we move on, they get into that group stage. We'll start seeing schools and things being eliminated. So I'm curious to see who can come out on top. Can Butler keep their lead, or will we see one of these underdogs coming in, right? Because they're a low seed here doesn't mean that we can't see them upset everything when we get to that LAN event. So, of course, if you want to keep up with that LAN event and all of our other events, make sure to follow us on Twitch and Twitter at official EGF. And I have been Kevin Navik Dignan, and you can find me on Twitter at NavikCasts.
And I am George Zogby. You can find me on Twitter at Meet and Greek. And thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you at LAN.